from recurrent to capital expenditure of the budget. Basically, the budget is divided into two. There is a place for income and there's a place for expenditure, right? That's in layman language. And in the professional language, you call it recurrent, or not recurrent now. There is investment, and also there is IGR, that's revenue. So whatever you make will determine how you spend. And for the part that you don't have what to spend, and you already captured it, and whatever you're making is not up to, then you look for how to augment all of that. But I will not bore you with all the details this morning. Now, there is a proposal to shift salaries for teachers and workers from the recurrent expenditure budget line to capital expenditure. Salaries generally on a budget is captured as recurrent. Why? Because it reoccurs every now and then, year in, year out, government in, government out. That's what happens. Now there is a proposal that it should be reclassified under capital expenditure. Now we're asking why. Who are the people making this proposal? What's the reason behind it? What's the benefit for it? Right. This will be the basis for our conversation today. But then let me take you through the background. Now, the proposal by the Kaduna State government to move teachers and health workers' salaries from recurrent expenditure to capital expenditure is what some others will call a major shift in how government budgeting is structured and how these workers are viewed economically. Traditionally, teachers and health workers' salaries fall under recurrent routine cost. Now, the proposal by UNICEF and other stakeholders is for Kaduna State government to treat teachers and health workers' salaries as capital expenditure, human capital. Now, in today's edition of Perspectives, would be dissecting to understand what this shift is all about, what it means, the shift in the budget, what it means in practice for Kaduna State government as well as teachers and health workers in the state for whom it has been proposed. Now, for context, Kaduna State is a matter to recommend 15% of public sector budget to go to health sector. Now, the Kaduna State most recent officially presented budget, that's the budget of KDSG 2025, shows that the state is allocating well above international benchmarks to both education and health, at least on paper, right? Now, here are the latest figures concerning this allocation, just basically the benchmarks for health and also for education. And those are the sectors around where we'll have our conversation today. Now, the figures for the 2025 budget reads thus: 26.14% was allocated to education sector, which is above the 20% recommended by UNESCO. On paper, that's a plus, right? Remember that a budget is a proposal. It doesn't mean you have the money. It's a proposal, how you intend to spend your money. This is done by individuals, right? It's done at macro level. I will not bore you with all of that too, but micro as individual, macro as subnational or national, right? Now, Kaduna is proposing, or has proposed rather, in the 2025 budget, 26.14%, and which is above 20% recommended by UNESCO, and also 16.07%. And that's the allocation for health, which is also above the 15% recommended by the Abuja Declaration. Now, looking at the entire money, that should go to these sectors. It says education received not cash backed, not releases, budget of 206.6 billion naira, while health got 127 billion naira as budget allocation. It doesn't mean that this money was given and there was cash backing, right? Just for what was captured on paper. Whether or not it was released is a conversation for another day. Now, within these figures, supposedly is captured the teachers and health workers' salary, meaning teachers' salary were captured within the 206.6 billion naira. That's where the salary is captured, and that's where the chunk will be cut off and taken from recurrent to capital expenditure, right? And also health workers. The particular figure here reads only for Ministry of Health. The 127 billion is for only Ministry of Health. Meanwhile, there are other health workers aside those directly working on the Ministry of Health. There are primary health care, there are state hospitals, there are teaching hospitals and all of that, right? And there are also health workers working under the local government. Now, these figures came from Governor Obasani's presentation of the 790 billion 2025 budget to the Kaduna State House of Assembly. Now, this will be the basis of our conversation today. I have with me from one of the stakeholders proposing this reclassification, the UNICEF. I have with me WAKIDARA MAVIS AKILA. She is the UNICEF Social Policy Officer, and she'll be having this conversation with me. Let's look at what this entails and what does it get to benefit, what do citizens get to benefit from it, especially teachers and workers. Those are very important, health workers rather. Those are very important people in our society if you look at it critically, because the teachers would have to teach even the health workers to become who they are today. All of us, anywhere you are in the world. So long as you are existing, you must have been taught by a teacher, either formally or informally. Your mom most likely was your first teacher, or let me say your parent or your family, right? There could be your first set of teachers before it went formal. So somehow someone taught you something. For health workers, we need them to stay healthy, to guide us, to prescribe medicine, or to even administer same for treatment, so we stay healthy, right? So for those who speak better, they will say health is wealth, right? So this is the basis for all of this conversation today. And I'll be having this chat with WAKIDARA MAVIS AKILA. She's UNICEF Social Policy Officer. Glad to have you join us today. Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
And welcome to Perspectives. For starters, what's the proposed reclassification all about? What does it mean, right? What informed, or first, let's start. What does it mean, the reclassification?
Okay. Thank you for having me. The reclassification, like you have said in your introduction, is we're looking at how the salaries of now, not everybody in the Ministry of Health, but direct personnel that administer, health services, like nurses and doctors. So if you're working in the Ministry of Health, for example, in the hospital, you're an administrator. You are not part of what we're talking about. It's just directly the health, those that administer health services, whether in the hospitals or in the primary health care centers. Then when we talk about teachers. We're talking about direct classroom teachers. Those that, inculcate,
knowledge
to pupils or students. Now,
So let me pause you a bit. Does that include university teachers because they do the same?
for now, for us, no, we are looking at the basic education.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Basic education. Why is that? Because we're thinking in the line where, when you talk about capital expenditure and recurrent expenditure, capital expenditure is, investment, a long-term investment, and usually is in physical assets. Because looking at, those are areas of development. But in recurrent, we look at it that is, a cost that once is expended, is gone. And so the salaries of teachers and health workers that have clearly now defined, we look at those group of people as not, only, providing services that go, but they have long-term investment. For example, a classroom teacher teaches, let's assume, right from maybe primary 1. The teacher, starts to transfer knowledge to a people. And it's an investment. That is what you look at, that over a long term, we look at it, going into development. That's why we can easily classify some areas, as not, developed and some developed. One of the indicators is basic education. Then for health workers, once, when you look at the UN, the development, the sustainable
development goal, SDGs.
Yes, SDGs. One of it is combating, is health. So if you don't have health workers that are skilled or are available enough to provide health, you were talking about to prescribe drug or administer, but we look at it, for example, let me give you an example. A woman goes to the hospital to give birth, and maybe one health worker is there where 5 are supposed to be there to support women in labor. And there are about 20 women. The woman can only, the nurse can only, give support part time, for a person. An emergency can occur, and there can be maternal mortality. So we are looking at this set of people as very essential. If we don't have enough, and if we don't have skilled workers, or we don't have them motivated or trained, it can go a long way to, affect development in our society. And ultimately, nationally. So these are things we look at. And for example, a health worker, a nurse doesn't come to work. Maybe she's not motivated, she's not paid. She said, I don't have transport, I cannot go to office, or just because of lack of money, I'm sick today, and did not go. And somebody that is working inside the office also is not paid and does not go. Tell me, between these two, who will have more? Where will we feel the impact? So these are things we look at, and we decided that, okay, for health workers that directly administer health medical services. And for teachers that directly impact knowledge, that their issues cannot wait. We have to treat it with, we have to look at it differently, and it's an issue of capital.
Looking at this interest, and also looking at the choice of whom you're working with, or whom the proposed policy is to work for, don't you think there is, or the policy, the recommended reclassification, would draw a line of segregation, like you mentioned? So we have an administrative staff in a facility, in a health facility. Let's assume this person is, I don't know what, those attendants that welcome you to the hospital, those front desk people that would register your data, capture it, and maybe schedule you to see a doctor before you now be taken for a diagnosis. Also, those who carry out tests in the lab technicians and lab scientists, as they may choose to be called, are they part of this? Or is it just nurses and doctors, strictly? And maybe and pharmacists, maybe, right? So lab scientists, laboratory scientists, and the technicians, they carry out the test based on diagnosis of the doctors. Then that also helps the doctor to determine what is actually happening to a person's body. And aside that, those on the front desk are the first face, they are the reputation of the hospital, the first impression you make or you get of a hospital or of a health facility. They register you, keep your data. Whenever you come, they're the ones that will schedule you to see a doctor. Without those records, I think they call them record or something, I can't remember, I don't have the specifics. Don't you think this policy could draw a line of segregation as to good for the gander, good for the goose kind of argument?
Okay. So let me draw you back, first of all. What is the reclassification about? It's not
movement of salaries.
Yeah, so we're not
specific salaries.
So now we're not
to capital expenditure from recurrent.
So we're not talking about salary increase. But
we'll get to that.
Yes, but we're talking about ensuring, this group
priority.
Yes, priority one, and the motive behind that is to ensure that these people, one, for example, in Kaduna for some years now, there has not been recruitment of classroom teachers, and it's affecting, the transfer.
The outcome.
Yes.
Education outcome.
Education outcome. As I speak, presently, UNESCO standard for, number of people in classroom are supposed to be maximum 40.
To a teacher.
To a teacher. In Kaduna, the figure is almost double. I'm taking an average. So you go to some areas, especially the rural areas, you will see 100.
So meaning quality assurance is not doing their job, or it's the population, the people's population is overwhelming.
So if you do quality assurance and say there should be 40 people, where are the teachers for the others that you will remove from the classroom? So that's why we're talking about moving, because what is happening is there is constraint, in capital. I mean, in recurrent, once the budget is done, you cannot go beyond that ceiling.
The ceiling.
You have to operate in that ceiling, and when
within
it comes,
the ceiling.
Yes. So we're looking at, when teachers' salaries, when the budget moves them out of recurrent to capital. One, you are aware of the 60-40 budget. For every budget, annual budget, the recurrent
should be
60%.
Capital.
I mean, the capital
should be 60, recurrent 40, because capital is expected to be more.
So the constraint sometimes is recruit teachers. No, there's no funds.
Okay, so this point you're making would take me to a thought, rather takes me to a thought. Okay, we're about to go for a quick commercial, but then I'll ask you this question. After we come back, then I'll have you react to it. Now, there is need for teachers, clearly, in Kaduna, more recruitment of teachers, and the proposed reclassification is to move their salaries to capital expenditure. Would that change the budget for capital expenditure at the end of the day? Because if we look at recurrent and capital, there's clear-cut already 60-40, and we're still not finding the result as expected for more recruitment of teachers as against the United Nations benchmark for 40 pupils per teacher. We're still yet to have enough teachers to cover that. So what will make the difference? Would just the movement from one budget line to another or change anything, right? Because if it's just to move it, how would that result into teachers' recruitment at the end of the day? So when we come back from this break, we'll have you respond to that. Steve Perspectives, stay with us.
Ya sake dawowa.
A sayi magi ciki mai dunkule biyu kwaya.
Ya ku masu ciniki, albishirinku gasar magi cikin flavor ya sake dawowa.
A sayi magi ciki mai dunkule biyu kwaya 50, a samu garabasar guda 10 a kyauta.
Tabbas haka ne, idan kuma guda 10 aka saya, to za a samu garabasar guda 4 a kyauta.
Wato ƙarin ɗanɗano mai armashi, ƙara nishaɗi, tare da more kuɗinka yadda ya kamata.
Karfa ku yadda a barko a baya, a hanzarta maza a je shago mafi kusa domin sayan paketin kunshin gasar magi cikin flavor kafin ya kare. Da ni da magi, haɗuwa mai armashi.
When pain knock your door, when headache show in face, them and be paracetamol day for you. Yeah, when pain won't spoil your day, body they pepper you one kind, them and be paracetamol day for you. That's why from school to office, oh, from market to workshop, Ninja people trust them and be paracetamol. You get you paracetamol, they summer pain fast, they summer pain fast, he gets you
I found something inside my Nescafe Original 3-in-1 pack the other day. A unique code printed inside.
Yes, so every pack of Nescafe Original 3-in-1 now comes with a code inside in the Nescafe Next Level promo. Just text the code to *7022# and you could win 500,000 naira cash, business tools, and training. Up to 1 million naira in prizes to be won. Promo runs until June 30th, 2026. T's and C's apply. Nescafe. Make your world.
The family of late High Chief and Lolo Paul Chukwuka Obi of Lilu in Ihiala local government area of Anambra State cordially announced the wake of their beloved father, grandfather, brother and uncle, late High Chief Paul Chukwuka Obi, Ozonna Buena Lilu, Chief Ohio 1 of Lilu, Obuwaruzo in Lilu Ebonesi, Obwehi Ndibo na Kaduna, High Chief Igwe in Council na Lilu, Akaze in Krimimashi Kaduna, who passed on to glory on the 5th of March 2026. Wake-keep arrangements are as follows. Saturday, 9th May 2026. Wake-keep at Jenny High School, Barnawa at 2 p.m. Mass at St. Teresa Catholic Church, Krimimashi, Kaduna at 11 a.m. He was a man of great integrity, compassion and generosity, whose legacy will continue to live on in the heart of all who knew him. May his gentle soul rest in perfect peace. Amen. For more inquiries, call 080-6598-0256, 080-3319-0252. Signed, Obi Family.
Yana da daɗi, da ɗanɗano tare da Crimela.
Yi nishaɗin ɗanɗano mai arziki da daɗi na Cremella Crema, cikakke don babban ɗanɗano a shayi, koko, kofi da sauran zaɓin abinci.
Daɗi da ɗanɗano tare da Cremella.
Ƙara ɗanɗano da Cremella.
98.9 Invicta FM.
Oh yeah now, time to run your money correct. Download Bill Station for iPhone and Android, no dolly, or waka go to billstation.com sharp. Bills, transfer, everything dey one place.
Make you get rewarded instanta when you use the referral code BISAN. When you download the Bill Station app, make you enjoy exclusive bonuses plus cash prizes wey fit reach up to 5k. No dolly, make you download now.
Bill Station, money no go stress you again.
My friend, time na money.
Shafi mama, gaskiya gwaldin man ɗan nan yawon ya ji madara. Haka nawa ma.
Sannu da aiki uwa ta gari, amma dai a rinka sarrafa mana madaran nan a hankali mana.
A'a ba ni bace fa. Wannan Golden Mo 3-in-1 ne. Dama da madarar sa yake zuwa a ciki.
Madara? Kuma a ciki? Tun yaushe?
Golden Mo 3-in-1 na tahowa da madara a ciki. Samo wa iyalanka a yau. Golden Mo. Bari duk rana ta kasance da armashi.
It's amazing how your child grows up before your eyes. Enable their thriving development and the care they need with the new NanKid 4 with HMOs to support your child's development, probiotics to help your child's digestion and development, and high-quality proteins to support age-appropriate growth. And all of these work together to support your child's development and growth today and tomorrow. NanKid 4. Nourish your child's potential.
Yaɗa jita-jita da labarin ƙanzon kurege ci yake kamar wutan daji cikin al'umma, wanda kuma baya haifar da komai sai koma bayi da tabarbarar da zamantakewar mu, ya cusa tsana da ƙiyayya a tsakaninmu, furta kausasan kalamai ta fuskan addini ko ta siyasa da ma al'ada yana taka gagarumin rawa wajen haifar da tarzoma. Don haka mu zamo 'yan ƙasa na gari masu gina tubalin zaman lafiya ba masu rusa ta ba, ta hanyar tantance labari kafin yaɗawa. Sannan duk abin da kasancewa kana da shakku a kai, ka bar shi, kada ka bari wasu su yi amfani da kai wajen tada zaune tsaye. Mu haɗu mu rungumi gaskiya, mu watsar da jita-jita domin inganta zaman lafiyarmu da yauƙaƙa zamantakewan da ke tsakaninmu. Tantance labari kafin yaɗawa shine cikar kamala. Wannan sako ne daga cibiya mai rajin kare demokaradiyya da cigaban al'umma, wato Center for Democracy and Development.
Yeah, so this is Jolly Johnny on the streets. How well do you know Maggi chicken flavor? Oh yeah, spell celery.
S-E-L-A Salary.
Bros, you want to turn to salary? Okay, spell turmeric.
TURMERIC.
Yes, so.
Turmeric.
Correct. 1 carton of Maggi chicken flavor for you.
Maggi chicken flavor with onions, celery, and turmeric. My game changer.
Mai gida, zo ka ji yadda jaririn ke motsi a cikina.
In ji? Lallai, da alama wannan na da ƙarfi sosai.
Mana, da wa kake gani zai yi kama?
Da ni mana.
A'a, da ni wannan zai yi kama.
To wanda zai zo bayan wannan zai yi kama da ke.
Tabɗi, to har yaushe zan jira wancan ya zo?
Kamar shekara 2 haka.
Kaga a lokacin na samu ƙwarin jiki.
Tattaunawa tsakanin ma'aurata yana da muhimmanci. Mu tattauna.
Invicta FM.
When the issues matter, the voices must be heard.
From development to politics to the economy, all in one space.
It's more than talk, it's a view into the heart of the world.
This is Perspectives.
Perspectives with Didam Laah.
Perspectives with Didam Laah.
Join Didam Laah every Thursday morning from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m.
Let's engage key voices and dive into issues that shape our world.
Your voice matters too.
Join the conversation. Call in, speak up, be heard. Live on Invicta 98.9 FM.
Perspectives with Didam Laah. Insights you can trust.
And other stakeholders, which has got to do with the reclassification of teachers and health workers' salary from recurrent to capital expenditure of public budget, especially in Kaduna. And I've been talking to WAKIDARA MAVIS AKILA. She's a social policy officer of UNICEF. And before we went on that break, I was asking, how is it that this reclassification would reflect on welfare? How would it make anything better? Because if we have the 60-40 division of the budget, looking at recurrent and capital going with the chunk of 60%, and we still have a lesser number of teachers as compared to the number we should have, that should give Kaduna the expected 40 pupils, 1 teacher in a classroom, as expected by the United Nations. Would a shift, a reclassification, change anything? Because, like you said, it does not translate into salary increase. Yep. It's just to move it, to give them a particular sense that they are human capital investment, a priority. And how does it reflect on their work? Would it make their work easier? Would it make it better? Would their take-home change, which you've answered already? It wouldn't change. So what is the difference that would be made by this?
Okay. We are, like I said, I'll continue to bring you back. We are talking about human capital development and why teachers, classroom teachers, and direct health workers, salaries, and why we want them to be reclassified. I said, 1, about their salaries. We want to ensure that, issues of salaries not available is not there. 2, recruitment of health workers and teachers are ensured. 3, training and capacity development is ensured. And if I get you before we went for the break, he said, what difference
would it make?
Will it add the funds, since I'm saying, like the example I gave, that there are not enough teachers. I said, yes, since, remember in every annual a budget for capital expenditures, the expenditures change. Unlike most current expenditure,
recurrent,
they are
static
salaries, whatever they have to buy and things like that.
And DTAs, maybe.
Yes, those are the same things. But when it comes to capital, because their investment per year, whatever investment has to be done is chosen for that year. So enough provision will be made. For example, if budget now for 2027 is being prepared, is planned from 2026.
Sometimes we have multi-year budget.
Yeah, but sometimes depending on what it is. But there are some projects that are, off that year, completion. So there is always a room. Now, what I'm trying to say, if Kaduna State has plan, we need more teachers. They put it in the budget,
But from what you mentioned, it's just the salaries that will be moved. So how is it going to reflect on the budget and the capital budget?
Yes.
If it's just salary line, the budget line for salary, that would be moved.
Yes, so they know salary is moving, right? So if it's capital expenditure, let's assume we have 100,000 teachers. So more provision will be made. We say, okay, we are going to increase 50,000 next year. So they now add to that.
On the budget figure,
yes,
for salary, it will be added.
Yes.
Then part of it will be used for recruitment.
Yes, to recruit, because the why they are not being recruited is there's no salary, there's no provision, there's no space.
But do you think, for instance, this cannot be done without reclassifying teachers and health workers' salary from recurrent to capital expenditure?
Okay.
That advocacy cannot be done to say create a recruitment process or human capital investment on the capital budget so that we would have recruitment of more teachers. Let's use the figure you used as example, 50,000 more teachers. Can't that be done without the reclassification?
That's in the recurrent?
No, on the capital expenditure, on the capital budget.
To do what?
Can't employment, the call for human capital to be seen as investment on the capital budget, can't it be done as just human capital investment without dragging the salary line on the budget into capital budget?
We're getting to that. When I that's what it's supposed to be, because the presentation now in the capital, if is to be moved, the presentation will be human capital
for those sectors, human capital investment for those sectors,
yes,
instead of saying reclassification of their salaries into the capital budget. Because statutorily, all over the world, salary is a recurrent affair, because it comes every now and then.
So we're getting to that. In some, certain conditions, labor cost is being considered in capital if it's viewed is a long-term investment into human capital. I don't want to be faster, than my shadows.
Okay.
But let me say
it's still
now.
a proposal, though. So
no. Let me say it now.
Okay.
That in some countries, when it's viewed that, it's allowed, even in some accounting principles, if it's seen that it will, you understand, enhance to, a certain asset. So, that was why I took the time to explain to you that teachers, why we are looking at them like that is because we have not seen that what the services they provide is a long-term investment, long-term human capital investment. If they are viewed like that, then you begin to see that what they provide is capital investment. So when we want to move them, we are not moving them just because it's salary. We are moving them because of the human capital investments. So, if we see them like that, or the services they provide, we can now categorize them into capital. In fact, they are more than expenditure. they are an investment. But just that in accounting principles, it's either income or expenditure. And you have to classify them under expenditure for, you understand, to be able to pay them. But what the service, what we are doing, is not an expenditure, it's an investment. That is why in social policy, when we talk about funding and other things for children, we say investment in children. We don't say expenditure, because we look at the long-term. And
I also
benefits.
I get to hear that when women and youth are being talked about.
Yeah.
They say invest in women and young people whenever there's a spending on them. So I understand what you're saying and where you're coming from. But then let's look at this in another way, in the sense that for the fact that the salaries are now moved, and let's assume this is done and it's working, I'm still yet to get clearly the difference it will make, because it will just be their services being appreciated and being recognized. What practical impact would that make on education and on health?
Good. Thank you. If you can recall, I just mentioned not only salaries. We're looking at their training and development. We are looking at recruitment. So maybe you have to understand the way. I'm not an accountant, but in public finance, if you don't take that into consideration, you cannot at the middle of the year or so say we want to train. So where's the resources? We want to recruit.
It comes from the beginning when you're preparing the budget.
Yes, preparing the budget.
Should be captured.
Yes, now we want to, while we are moving, I told you, the salaries, there's a constraint on recurrent now, because if that has been the problem. We want more teachers. You say, we cannot increase recurrent expenditure. It has to remain as 40% of the annual budget. So there is a constraint. And that is why, more teachers or health workers are not being recruited. There's provision. Maybe primary health cares are built. Schools are being built. But there are no teachers
to man those facilities and the schools.
To provide, education to children in those schools. So you can see, and secondly, in recurrent, when you look at the way recurrent expenditures are looked at, if you want to buy furniture, it's in recurrent. So the very fact that, the value and importance of, education and health goes beyond that. Now, not to look at other sectors.
So they should be seen as infrastructure, is it?
Capital.
Infrastructure.
Capital assets.
Capital assets. Okay,
yes.
Okay. All right.
Capital assets. So the importance to which this will be tied is, so when you're looking at, allocating, budget or resources, if education and health is to be looked at like that, the the resources will be tied to it. And so when it comes to priority, yes, we know. When you're making introduction, you talked about, yes, in the budget is there, but whether it's being released or not. So we move even in the, after the reclassification, the release of those. But it has now been viewed, if it's moved, that means governments have recognized that this is a capital investment. And importance, will begin to be attached to it. So you can see, we are not talking only about salaries. We are talking about, recruitment of more. We are talking about training, because it's one thing to have a teacher. The challenge we are faced with now is not only that the classrooms are packed, beyond
capacity.
The teachers, most of them are not trained. We are living in a dynamic society. They have to,
their knowledge is not updated.
Yes, a teacher that has been teaching for 10 years, no training. So they have to, their capacity, will have to be, even for example, you are in the media. You see new technology and new, initiatives are being introduced. If you don't get to
update,
very soon your radio station will be still. So you have to update. And so also teachers, will have to be trained and retrained. So those when we're talking about salaries, we are not only talking about, salary as per se, but also training, also, yes, expansion. So
by expansion, what do you mean?
Expansion, that's what I'm recruiting of more teachers.
More teachers,
yes,
okay.
That's
okay.
the expansion.
Okay, but let's look at it this way. Why the choice of Kaduna as a sub-national? Has this been done at the national level, or has it been done in other climes across the world? Where has it been done before that yielded impactful success that you want to do it in Kaduna? Or is Kaduna the guinea pig for test? Or would Kaduna be the first, the pilot project? Has it been done nationally? Has it been done in other parts of the world where we get results? Why Kaduna?
Okay, thank you so much.
Mm.
So, before I respond, I want to say,
okay,
the former Senate President, Senator Bukola
Saraki, okay,
while he was the Senate President, he, he ran this motion to reclassify teachers
and workers' salaries.
Teachers' salary.
Okay, alone.
Yes.
In his own.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
To capital expenditure. Why? Because
his own was expenditure, not investment, as seen in your own case.
No.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. You know, I said it's more than expenditure.
Okay.
But in budget we call it expenditure.
Expenditure based on budget language.
Yes. So to reclassify because of these obvious reasons which I've mentioned too, but it is subject to debate that was not put. So I just want to say this is not the first time this thing is being mentioned, even at the Senate level. Now coming to Kaduna, is a discussion that at the national level too, there has been this discussion. But states will also have to, every state have their budget. So in Kaduna, we are also advocating for that. Hopefully you get to hear other states too that are advocating. But this is at our own level.
Okay, go on.
Okay, then you talked about if it has been done in other countries. Like I said earlier, in these in countries like America, UK, and other, is it Organization of Economic
First World Nations or something?
No, economic, development, something to do with this. Is OECD countries also.
Okay.
Some of the countries, like I said, they look at, the concept, the human development aspect of it, and they have been able to move, like I told you, if it contributes to the ultimate, human capital development, those costs, labor costs, they have moved them
to capital.
Yes, to capital.
I will have to pause you here because we were paying some bills to bring the news brief at 10. But when we return, I would want to know, aside UNICEF, which other organizations are part of the stakeholders proposing for this reclassification in Kaduna. Stay with us, Deep Perspectives. We will be back shortly.
Okay.
Listen up.
Well, say something.
We'll be right back after this.
We come to highlight everything in
Invicta FM. Yeah.
Ya ku masu ciniki, albishirinku gasar Magi Chicken Flavor ya sake dawowa.
A sayi Magi Chicken mai dunkule biyu kwaya 50 a samu garabasar guda 10 a kyauta.
Tabbas haka ne, idan kuma guda 10 aka saya, to za a samu garabasar guda 4 a kyauta.
Wato ƙarin ɗanɗano mai armashi, ƙara nishaɗi, tare da more kuɗinka yadda ya kamata.
Karfa ku yadda a barko a baya, a hanzarta maza a je shago mafi kusa domin sayan paketin kunshin gasar Magi Chicken Flavor kafin ya kare. Da ni da Magi, haɗuwa mai armashi.
Kowace rana is day one, rana ta ɗaya for you to give 100 ji daɗin tracks ɗinka. 100 ba tare da saurarawa ba, 100 da kuzarinka. Tare da gang ɗinka a dance floor. an kasance a cikin shiri because you are ready to go again. Domin kai din dai ne, you don't need permission domin rayuwa ta zahiri, rayuwa mai inganci, rayuwa mai cike da 'yanci because you owned it all. Leave it 100
MTN.
Mai gida, zo ka ji yadda jaririn ke motsi a cikina.
In ji? Lallai, da alama wannan na da ƙarfi sosai.
Mana, da wa kake gani zai yi kama?
Da ni mana.
A'a, da ni wannan zai yi kama.
To wanda zai zo bayan wannan zai yi kama da ke.
Tabɗi, to har yaushe zan jira wancan ya zo?
Kamar shekara 2 haka.
Kaga a lokacin na samu ƙwarin jiki.
Tattaunawa tsakanin ma'aurata yana da muhimmanci. Mu tattauna.
Yes, so this is Jolly Johnny on the streets. How well do you know Maggi chicken flavor? Oh yeah, spell celery.
SELARIE. Celery.
Bros, you want turn to salary? Okay, spell turmeric.
TURMERIC.
Yes, so
Turmeric.
Correct. 1 carton of Maggi chicken flavor for you.
Maggi chicken flavor with onions, celery, and turmeric. My game changer.
Invicta FM.
When the issues matter, the voices must be heard.
From development to politics to the economy, all in one space.
It's more than talk, it's a view into the heart of the world.
This is Perspectives.
Perspectives with Didam Laah.
Perspectives with Didam Laah.
Join Didam Laah every Thursday morning from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m.
Let's engage key voices and dive into issues that shape our world.
Your voice matters too.
Join the conversation. Call in, speak up, be heard.
Live on Invicta 98.9 FM. Perspectives with Didam Laah. Insights you can trust.
This morning, looking at the proposed reclassification of teachers and health workers' salary from recurrent to capital expenditure of public budget, especially as it is in Kaduna. And before now, she was explaining, my resource person was explaining how is it that this practice has been looked into in other climes, but nationally and maybe even in Africa, it hasn't been done. Or has it been done in Africa? Anywhere in Africa?
Not really. And even in the developed countries, like I said, you know, the way it's being done is just the way we are proposing it. You know, it's not just to move salaries like that, but when it's being seen as, you know,
human capital investment.
Yes, human capital investment, something that will enhance, you know, an asset also. So those salaries are being looked at like, you know, capital, you know, capital expenditures, because they are really a long-time investment. So that's the way we are looking at it.
You know, when we started, I asked this question. I would want to put it forth again. The fact that, so yes, teachers and health workers are given priority, but one would want to argue that if you look at on essentiality, some others would want to claim to be essential too, right? And they would want to be seen also as human capital investment to the public space, the public sector. Where would that leave people as such? Also, the fact that no matter how minute the figure might seem for, you said, teacher salary, basic education, teachers under basic education, and basic stops at basic 9, what we generally would call JSS 3. Am I right? Good. The salaries will be moved there, and also trainings and other things will be done to better the education outcome. So, looking at it as human capital investment, it's great. But other workers too are human capital investment.
Okay. So let me make a correction here. You asked me tertiary institution. So what we're talking about is, yes, basic education, but in the Nigerian school system, the basic secondary school is comprising of, up to basic.
Basic.
Then
That's
the
basic.
Then the SS 1 to 3.
To 3.
So when we are talking about the teacher's salary, we will want to look at the whole, secondary school too.
Oh, it doesn't stop at basic 9. It will get to SS3.
Yes, because
okay.
when we are looking at children, in fact, in Nigeria now, a child of 16, they are qualified to go to the university. But let's take it the secondary school, primary, secondary education. Okay, looking at other people looking themselves as essential or important. Everyone is important. But let's look at the issue of, development. Because we're talking about budget constraint. In fact, it's because of the constraint in budget, that's why we're looking at other options and avenues to ensure that, teachers and health workers, salaries are reclassified. If we actually have enough resources to, cater for all this, we wouldn't even, be talking about reclassification. So, but let's look at indicators of development. Look at the sustainable goals. We're talking about, eradicating poverty. And the basic, indicators, we begin is things like health, education.
Universal health coverage.
Yes,
then
education. Yeah, we know other sectors too are involved, but we cannot take everything. We have to start from,
prioritize.
Yes, prioritize. So that's why we are prioritizing education and health, which we know for Nigeria is the very basic, issue for development.
Okay, Wakidara MAVIS AKILA, the social policy officer of UNICEF, is our resource person today on this conversation. We're letting the lines open now as Nigerians. For those who might just be joining us, there is a proposal by the UNICEF and other stakeholders that budget lines, salary budget lines that were supposedly before now are part of, or are still actually part of the recurrent expenditure, should be moved to capital expenditure. Now, this salary has got to do with only teachers of basic and secondary education, as she just rightly corrected, and also health workers. And these health workers are strictly those who administer treatment, nurses and doctors. I think with pharmacists, am I right? Well, minus pharmacists.
Direct the people that administer doctors and nurses.
Just doctors and nurses.
Yeah.
That their salaries should be moved to capital expenditure side of the budget, and that's to show priority and also to prompt for their training and retraining, and they are seen now as human capital investment. Now, there is a caveat, the fact that it's not clearly put or written where it has been done successfully across the world, and also that it hasn't been done at the national level yet. And also, Kaduna might just be the starter pack, and there might be questions as to, but then, what's your take on it? What's your analysis on it? What's your contribution on it? The lines will be let open now. 081 40,000 989, 081 40,000 989, or 070 87 800 989. Let's see who our first caller will be this morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Perspectives.
Public figure, and I must confess that I'm really enthusiastic about this topic. Good morning, ma. I celebrate you, ma.
Good morning.
Hello, ma.
Hello, good morning. Your name is Samuel from where? Oh. Okay, Samuel, if you get to hear call again, I would want to know your location. Then if you wouldn't mind, you go straight to your contribution or your question. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Okay, seems there is an issue with the line, but then you can still call again 081 40,000 989, 081 40,000 989, or 070 87 800 989. You can as well drop us comment on social media, join the conversation over there, so we get to read and also feel your pulse from there. Looking at the reclassification of teachers and health workers' salaries from recurrent to capital expenditure. Now, by definition of teachers here means teachers in basic education and secondary education. Let's see who else we've got. Good morning. You need to tune down the volume on your radio set. Tune down the volume on your radio set.
Hello?
Tune down the volume on your radio set.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Perspectives. What's your name and location?
Hello?
Good morning. Welcome to Perspectives. What's your name and location? What's your name and location?
I'm Bobby Patrick, my name.
Godwin Patrick.
Bobby Patrick.
Okay, Moses Patrick.
Yeah, I'm Bobby Patrick.
Where are you calling from?
Yeah, so my take on this is, as in Kaduna State, our governor is doing his best by providing salaries always on time. His Excellency Governor Watson is already motivating all the civil servants in Kaduna by ensuring timely payment of salaries. In my own view, this alone is a significant improvement over the previous administration, and it deserves recognition. As for this reclassification, it appears more like packaging or rebranding than a substantive change. I think the recurrent budget already has subhead for staff training and welfare. What really is to support our governor is by dedicating ourselves to duties and dedication. Another thing, sir, instead of reclassification, the budget, the government should consider moving the salaries of primary teachers, PhD staff, from local government to the state, which will solve their payment delay and give them more financial security. Hello?
I can hear you. Go on.
Yeah. Because of that, I think I'm suggesting, local government are paying primary school teachers. I think if they can move the payment of the primary school teachers to the state government, it will go a long way than this budget reclassification. It's just a name. The duty of the budget, recurring budget, is for the payment of staff, and so which everything is like that. The more we put interest on it, provide the funds and everything, it will motivate the staff, not necessarily for reclassification.
Moses, are you there? Moses, are you there?
So my suggestion is let there be moved from the local government primary staff to state so that we achieve what we are thinking of achieving.
All right, thank you very much, Moses. There goes Moses saying there are in his argument that there are already budget subheads for training, and he would rather say that the salaries of basic school teachers should be moved from the local government to state government instead of the reclassification. That's a stake, though. And it's a proposal also, Moses, not like it's been implemented yet. The talk is still underway. And he said in Kaduna, salary payment is not really a big deal because so far the government pay salary as and when due. Who else do we have? 081 40,000 989 or 070 87 800 989. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to Perspectives. Name and location.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Name and location, please. Hello? Okay, you might just have to call us again. Still talking about Moses' contribution to our discuss this morning. He said salary is not a problem. It's paid regularly according to him. And he would rather that basic school teachers' salaries be moved from local government account to state account. That's one. And also that there are already budget subheads for training. So maybe we should look at implementation instead of reclassification. What do you make of that?
Yeah, so like we have said, the issue is the release. Yes, there are subheads there, but do they get to release funds for
the training and retraining?
And also, it's not only training that we discussed about, and not only payment of salaries. We talked about recruiting more teachers. Are there funds available for that? And that's why we are seeing the constraint under the recurrent expenditure. I explained the other time. You asked, what difference does it make? And I said the reason why we felt moving it to capital expenditure is will go a long way to solve some of these issues of constraints. That's why we are saying it should be moved to capital expenditure. So it's not only payment of salaries. It's not only to have the budget line for training, but do the teachers get to be trained? That's the question.
Okay.
Is the funds released for the?
Okay. Yeah. So whether they're releases or cash backing at the end of the day, aside having the subheads for training.
For training.
Okay. Another caller. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, we are struggling to have the people get across to us, but then we do hope the lines are clear so that you can be part of our conversation today. 081 40,000 989 or 070 87 800 989. Hello, good morning.
Hello. Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Welcome to Perspectives.
Okay, why did you go from Angwampama?
All right, why did you go? You're welcome. Let's have you.
Yeah, what I want to see actually the classification, training and recruitment, they are different things. Teacher, when you get fresh people, that you have to train them, that is, you are investing into them. You can't bring a fresher who doesn't know how to do it, or even to teach. You have to train him. So it is an investment. You have to spend money here in the training. That is why you have development. The development to train them. It's an investment before you can get the output. So when you get them, then you cannot bring them. The salary will be transferred to RECURRENT. You understand? when you want to get teachers, you know, the recruitment is different. When you recruit them, that is why sometimes that was why they were saying even Asilu, they advise him not actually to sack them, but to send them rather to recruit fresh one, and then those that have not been trained, then you have to spend money in training them. And the numbers of years these qualified teachers are spent in the service. This is how we have to know, because the most important thing, when they are developed, somebody that has been developed, even the doctor, you have to go for training. So when the training, a fresher that is brought, he needs to be trained as well. The same thing with the nurses and then the teacher in the field. So that is why that was will be a top-heavy development. It is an investment.
Why did you go? Are you there?
Somebody that is properly trained, when he's working, you get a greater output than a fresher, a novice who has not been trained. You only spend money on him.
Are you there?
You understand what I'm saying? Hello?
Why did you go? Are you there?
Eh?
Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm hearing you.
Hey, so do you buy into the proposal of reclassifying the teachers, basic school, and also secondary teacher salaries, and also health workers, strictly medical doctors and nurses, to the capital budget from recurrent?
Even they talk that one, but that one that the investment, what they're supposed to do is that it's not just to transfer. What they should actually increase their own training to be different from the work. When somebody is going for training, you train him there and then the salary. Then there's no need you just remove it. When you finish, you come back. But you have to get him an incentive. Training is different. Yes. That one was not accounting. The accounting in this is showing the difference. When you are training, that person is just in training. He has not actually started giving you the process until he finishes the training and then start producing.
Why did you go? Thank you very much for your contribution, even though the network is quite crappy. But let's see who else we've got here. Hoping that the network this time around would be friendly to let us have a crystal clear conversation. 081400989 or 070879989. Before we receive another call, let's look at what he said. That training and retraining is already an essential, and there is provision for that, even though it's not very much implemented. And he said just moving the salaries and also other allowances doesn't really make a mark. Just as you mentioned, it's not just about the salaries, but would the subhead of training be also moved? Is that what you're proposing? Because there are subheads for training and retraining. And he also said even recruitment is not enough, because from what he's saying, practically speaking, after recruitment, you cannot just fit into the system. You will need to receive orientation, a training that will make you balance into the system, because there are peculiarities that the school, the health, the medical school, or maybe the teachers' college or the universities as it is, might not really teach you how to balance well in service. That there is room for such kind of trainings outside just recruitment. So do you agree with him?
For us, when we talk, we're not breaking things like they are breaking into. When you talk about the salaries, the welfare and everything, is encompassing. So when we say move that, where I have already told you, I spoke to you about recruitment, I spoke to you about training. They are all the package we're talking about. So of course, we are not saying recruit others and leave those teachers, don't train them. So we are talking about total package. We're talking about recruiting more teachers because there's a need, or health workers, there is a need for it. We are talking about train the existing ones. Of course, when you get the new ones, you train them. But this is not, we are not discussing about recruitment of new health workers and teachers and leaving the old ones. No, we're talking about the total
package
for teachers and health workers. What is the challenge? Why is there challenge? We discovered that whatever it is the constraint when it comes to budget. And that's why we're saying, okay, to solve that, constraint, because, whenever the demand is there, teachers need to be trained, or more teachers need to be recruited. There is the constraint in financial constraint. So how do we solve that? And that's why we're thinking about, okay, let's move them to capital so that it's planned properly
and possibly cash backed with releases.
Yes.
That's brilliant, if you ask me, on paper also. But then, before we go, looking at everything being said and the detail you provided this morning drew me to a recommendation that, since your definition of health workers is specific, doctors and nurses, maybe the name of the proposed policy or reclassification should not just be teachers and health workers. Maybe it should be more specific to guide even understanding and gray areas, to clear away from gray areas. For the doctor, for the health workers, strictly just doctors and nurses, as simple as that. So it's clear. No one feels left out, or by the time you hear health workers, and some people become hopeful that, okay, we might just start getting more trainings, and they say you're not part of it. So if you make it very clear, the conversation becomes more succinct. It's just basic school teachers and also nurses and doctors. But then, it's just my humble opinion on it. It's about the size of it for today. And this conversation is unending because it is a proposal, not yet a policy. Talks are underway, debates are underway regarding whether or not it should be implemented, and I do hope that Nigerians, especially residents of Kaduna, will give interest to this kind of conversation, follow up and understand how governance is done. Because you see, when politics is said and done, this is what it results to. Having governance effected and how it is done. If our interest is only on who wins and who did not win, and without paying attention to the quality of the people that win, can they do the job? We'll begin to have issues. And also our interest in knowing how is the job done, to even know if the person can do the job. Because for you to say someone can do a job, you should know how it is done. Because the people should give the scorecard, should mark it for the elected officials. So if we as a people do not know what we deserve, we will not have questions to ask. My friend would say, hold government accountable, ask the right questions. Maybe we should start looking into that. Thank you, WAKIDARA, MAVIS AKILA, Social Policy Officer of UNICEF. Thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
And it's been quite a conversation. My name is Didam, the Voice Lab. To all those who called, especially those who were able to get across to us, Moses and YDD Gora, thank you. To Jeffrey Ngbediadiku and the intern who connected us to the people, I say thank you. My producer is Toyin Alabi. Bye for now.
We are the station that all the stations listen to.
Invicta
98.9
FM.
Ya ku masu ciniki, albishirinku gasar Magi Chicken Flavor ya sake dawowa.
A sayi Magi Chicken mai dunkule biyu kwaya 50 a samu garabasar guda 10 a kyauta.
Tabbas haka ne, idan kuma guda 10 aka saya, to za a samu garabasar guda 4 a kyauta.
Wato ƙarin ɗanɗano mai armashi, ƙara nishaɗi, tare da more kuɗinka yadda ya kamata.
Karfa ku yadda a barko a baya, a hanzarta maza a je shago mafi kusa domin sayan paketin kunshin gasar Magi Chicken Flavor kafin ya kare. Da ni da Magi, haɗuwa mai armashi.
Mai gida, zo ka ji yadda jaririn ke motsi a cikina.
In ji? Lallai, da alama wannan na da ƙarfi sosai.
Mana, da wa kake gani zai yi kama?
Da ni mana.
A'a, da ni wannan zai yi kama.
To wanda zai zo bayan wannan zai yi kama da ke.
Tabɗi, to jira wancan ya zo.
Kamar shekara.
Ɗano tare da Crimela. Yana da daɗi a kunu ko shayi.
Yi nishaɗin ɗanɗano mai arziki da daɗi na Cremella Crema, cikakke don babban ɗanɗano a shayi, koko, kofi da sauran zaɓin abinci.
Ya daɗi da ɗanɗano tare da Cremella.
Ƙara ɗanɗano da Cremella.
OneXBet, where sports come alive. Join the game on promo on the site or app. Win an iPhone 16 and cash prizes up to 750,000 naira. Enter promo code Nigeria on and boost your game. OneXBet, game on, together in the game. Bet responsibly. 18 plus. T's and C's apply.
In every gossip, they say there is an iota of truth.
But at Invicta,
our information is 100%
legit.
100% legit.
100% legit.
All day, every day, with 98.9 Invicta FM.
Yeah, just drop one. I want to hear one now. One now, Gabby. Asabu. It's okay. One more.
It's Kelpie Vibes. Sapele water shack basilico. Gbàgbé first impression. Many blessings so to tilekon. Oya kile feso. Nothing. That's what I thought. Body to gbe wa poko o ti lo. We finna pack up some more. Èmi tí mo like ma faji kan. Tí o baby ma lọ kò sófo. Yeba. Another one more to teach me. New sound designed by Kelpie. Poolside sipping on berry. All the fine girls want fake up body. I call them motivation for my man them up. Change your status, them no go reach us. Destiny number. Oh yeah, this is the life I chose. This is the life I chose. I am who I am. This is the life I chose. This is the life I chose. This is the life I chose. I am who I am. This is the life I chose. All of a sudden, everybody act like they love me. Men they active. If you off with my team, it's risky. If no be you, baba. Therefore, don't they like me for their corner. Shout out to me, I stay believe. Every day is a payday. Amen. Another one more to teach me. New sound designed by Kelpie. Poolside sipping on berry. All the fine girls want fake on body. Call them motivation from the man them up. Change your status, them no go reach us. Destiny number. Oh yeah, this is the life I chose. This is the life I chose.
We are the station and all the stations listen to Invicta 98.9
FM.
All day, every day, with 98.9 Invicta FM.
I cannot do it on my own. I cannot do it on my own. and hold my hands. I cannot do it on my own.
Invicta FM.
Come and hold my hands. I cannot do it on my own. Ruba kisa tawa kamba makura you wonder as she Ruba kisa tawa kamba makura you wonder as she come and hold my hands, Jesus, come and hold my hands. I cannot do it on my own. Oh, come and hold my hands, Jesus, come and hold my hands. I cannot do it on my own. To overcome the moon, yes, to overcome the moon. My girl, you wonder and she, but to overcome the moon, yes, to overcome the moon. My girl, you wonder and she will say, 'cause I'm correct, 'cause I'm correct. My girl, you wonder and she, 'cause I'm correct, 'cause I'm correct. Oh Lord, my girl, you wonder and she, oh, man, hold my hands, Jesus, hold my hands. Oh, I cannot do it on my own. Jesus, hold my hands, Jesus, hold my hands, hold my hands. Oh, I cannot do it on my own. Don't let me drown, Lord. My girl, you wonder and she, Jesus, hold my hands, Jesus, hold my hands, Jesus, my girl, you wonder and she, come and hold my hands, Jesus, come and hold my hands. Somebody lift up your hands and say, oh God, hold my hands. I need help, I need your mercy, I need your grace. Whoa, Lord, I need you. Oh, show me mercy, show me mercy, God. I cannot do it on my own. Without you, I'm gone. My girl, you wonder and she, but to overcome the moon. My girl, you wonder and she, Jesus, hold my, cannot do without you. I fix my gaze on you. Help me, Lord, yeah.
Look in my eyes and then tell me what is it you see? Yeah. Oh, this picture of love endlessly, and it's framing you and me. So won't you be my lady? Together we can make it if you take my hand. So say you'll be my lady, I will be your man. Together we can make it if you take my hand. Yeah. Till my dying day, I love you. Oh, I love you. Say till my dying day, I love you. Oh, baby, won't you stay? I need you. Oh, till I die, I will never leave your side.
You are the beat my heart drums to. You're the sunshine through my night. Let me be the one you run to. Through the darkness, I'll be your light.
So won't you be my lady? I will be your man. Together we can make it if you take my hand. Yes.
I will be your lady. You can be my man. Don't matter if they hate it, 'cause they don't understand.
Till my dying day, I love you. Oh, till my dying day. Yes, I love you. I love you. Baby, won't you stay? I need you, baby. Till I die, I will never leave your side. Oh, yeah. And so I take this vow to always be right here by your side.